Crazy You, beautiful, lazy, laid-back ballad from Prince's debut album For You, released in 1978. It was included as the B-side to Uptown, the first single released from Prince's third album, Dirty Mind, in 1980.
I'm just a crazy fool, lost in the world of...
Controversy. Prince's fourth album, released in 1981, although specific recording dates are unknown, some tracks were originally recorded in 1979 and re-recorded in 1981. The album saw Prince being more political and socially aware than his previous albums, with songs like Ronnie Talk to Russia, a Cold War track with Prince pleading with the then President Ronald Reagan to talk to Russia before they blow up the world, and Annie Christian, which sees Prince referencing the murder of John Lennon and the attempted assassination of President Ronald Reagan. There was also Prince's first big seduction ballad, Do Me Baby. Elsewhere we have the Minneapolis sound funk jam, Let's Work, and Prince in playful mood with the album's closing track, Jack You Off. But the highlight has to be the album's title and opening track, Controversy. Just an incredible track, musically, and Prince playing on the many questions that were asked about him in the media at the time. Am I black or white? Am I straight or gay? Do I believe in God? Do I believe in me? Controversy. The album produced 4 singles, Controversy, Let's Work, Do Me Baby and Sexuality. It reached number 21 on the US Billboard Top LPs and Tape chart, and number 3 for 8 consecutive weeks on the Billboard Soul LPs chart. Charted in Europe at number 50 in the Netherlands, and the album was certified gold in 1982, selling 500,000 copies. And after the success of Purple Rain, it went on to be certified platinum for selling 1 million copies in 1985.
I just can't believe all the things people say.
The Time, Cool. From The Time's first album, The Time, released in 1981. The track's music was written by Prince and the lyrics by Des Dickerson. The track, like most of the album, features mainly Prince and Morris Day, although Lisa Coleman appears on background vocals. Prince took to playing this track live himself in many of his later tours, from 2002 right up until 2016, the year of his passing.
I'm just cool.
Honey, baby, can't you see?
Colleen, instrumental track recorded in 1982 during sessions for The Time's second album, What Time Is It? The track was released on the 1999 Deluxe in 2019. In an interview in 2019, Prince's engineer at the time, Peggy McCreary, talked about how the track got its name. She recalled Prince recorded it at the end of the session, and McCreary asked, "What should the track be called for documentation?" Prince said, "What's your middle name?" I said, "Colleen," and he said, "Name it Colleen." Cold Coffee and Cocaine. Recorded in 1983 as Prince rehearsed on the piano, Prince sings the song in his Jamie-style voice, suggesting it could have been done with the time in mind. The rehearsal was widely bootlegged for years, although in very poor quality, until its controversial, posthumous release, Piano on a Microphone, 1983, was released in September of 2018.
Cold coffee and cocaine.
Sexy. Yes. Get me now.
Chili Sauce. From the Time's third album, Ice Cream Castle, released in 1984. The track was recorded in 1983 and written by Prince under the pseudonym Jamie Starr. It was credited to Morris Day on the album. Morris Day co-produced the track with Prince under the name The Star Company. The track is amusing and has Morris Day arriving at a restaurant with his date and giving the waiter played by Prince a hard time in typical Morris Day style. Many of the lines from this track and its premise were used in the Purple Rain movie when Morris Day tries to seduce and impress Apollonia at First Avenue.
Ah, good evening, Mr. Day. 2 for dinner?
Yes, give us one of those little sexy tables in the back.
I'm sorry, sir, those are all taken.
Drone.
Computer Blue. From Prince's sixth album Purple Rain, and first to be credited to Prince and the Revolution, released in 1984. The track was first recorded live on the 3rd of August 1983 at First Avenue, and a studio recording was made 5 days later at the Warehouse in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. The original track was over 14 minutes long, but edited down for the album. A slightly edited down version of the 14-minute track was included on the Purple Rain Deluxe, titled Computer Blue Hallway Speech Version, in 2017. It's notable that the guitar solo includes a segment that would also be used in Father's Song. Both tracks appear in the Purple Rain movie. Condition of the Heart, from Prince's 7th album and second with the Revolution, Around the World in a Day, released in 1985. Recorded in 1984, this has to be one of Prince's greatest heartbreak tracks, and is just a pure masterpiece of music and atmosphere. A live piano version can be seen on the Lovesexy Live Dortmund gig from 1988, and another piano version was included on the One Night Alone live album in 2002, titled Condition of the Heart Interlude.
Thinking about you, driving me crazy.
Christopher Tracey's Parade, from Prince's 8th and final album with the Revolution, Parade, released in 1986. Recorded in April 1985 and originally titled Little Girl Wendy's Parade after Wendy Melvoin, it was renamed after Prince's character Christopher Tracey from his second movie Under the Cherry Moon, and re-recorded with new lyrics. The track also features in the movie. Cosmic Day, unreleased track recorded in 1986 after Prince had finished a Camille album and just before he began work on the Crystal Ball album. The track remains unreleased. Cindy C, from Prince's 16th album, The Black Album, originally due to be released in 1988 and eventually released in 1994. The track was recorded in 1987 and its title refers to supermodel Cindy Crawford, who had apparently turned down Prince's advances. It features a rap by a cat that was also used in an unreleased version of Positivity from Lovesexy, which was taken from J.M. Silk's 1985 track Music is the Key. Prince was unaware of this at the time and removed it from Positivity when he found out, but it was included here as a quote from Cindy C, as Prince was unaware of its origins at the time. The Cross, from Prince's 9th album, Sign of the Times, released in 1987. It was also included on the Girl 6 movie soundtrack, released in 1996. Recorded in 1986, it was initially included on configurations of both the Dream Factory and Crystal Ball projects, which ultimately became the Sign of the Times album. After Prince became a Jehovah's Witness, he changed the lyrics when performing the track live to the Christ to reflect his new beliefs. An amazing track live, the go-to version remains from the Sign of the Times and Lovesexy periods.
Don't die without knowing the cross.
Can't Stop This Feeling I Got, from Prince's 12th album Graffiti Bridge, and soundtrack to his third motion picture of the same name, released in 1990. The track was originally recorded in 1982 and then re-recorded in 1986 before a final recording was made in 1989, which is the version that was included on the album. The track was released as a single in the Philippines only. The original 1982 recording was included on the second CD of Vault Tracks on 1999 Deluxe, released in November 2019. Chocolate, from the Times' 4th album Pandemonium, released in 1990. The track was recorded in 1983 and was written and produced by Prince, but credited to the Time. Prince once again plays most of the instruments and appears in character as a waiter again, as he did on Chili Sauce from the Times' Ice Cream Castle album. The track also features Wendy and Lisa, but they are not credited on the released version.
You
Cream from Prince's 13th album, Diamonds and Pearls, and first to be credited to Prince and the New Power generation. The track was released as the second single from the album and was a massive hit, giving Prince a #1 single in America on the Billboard Hot 100 and reaching number 15 on the UK singles chart. The single was certified gold in America in 1992, indicating 500,000 copies sold, and was also certified platinum the same year in Australia for selling 70,000 copies. Prince released a maxi single for Cream, which was famous for including some prank phone calls.
Hello?
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yeah, have you heard the new single, Cream?
I love it. I think it's great. I like the song. It's me.
Okay. I hear that, your brother is in his band.
Who is this?
Okay, he's been having a little trouble, and, hello? Okay, we gotta go now. Have a nice night, okay?
Who is that?
Goodbye.
Clocking the Jizz. Released on the maxi single of Get Off in 1991, this track borrows heavily from the music of Get Off, and a video of the track was included on the Get Off home video.
Clocking the jizz.
Call the Law. Originally recorded in 1990 and released as the B-side to Money Don't Matter Tonight in 1992. The video was also included on the Diamonds and Pearls video collection, released in 1992. The track was then included on the MPG's first solo album, Gold Nigger, released in 1993.
Let me call the law. We're getting busy, y'all.
We're getting busy, y'all.
Call the law.
The Continental, from Prince's 14th album, Love Symbol, released in 1992. Recorded in January of 92, the track features a rap by Carmen Electra. A remix by Kirk Johnson of the second half of the track, Tell Me How You Want to Be Done, was included on Crystal Ball in 1998. This version had previously been used on Kirky J's B-Sides remix, the B-side to the Purple Medley, released in March 1985.
I am the Continental. I am the main thing. Whatever come forward after me.
Come, Prince's 15th studio album, released in 1994. This was the last album of newly recorded material to be released by Warner's under the name Prince, under his exclusive contract. The album was released after Prince had changed his name to The Symbol, and it marked the death of Prince artistically at that time, with the album's iconic gothic cover stating Prince's birth and death date, 1958 to 1993. Prince called the album a contractual obligation in order to fulfill his recording contract as relations with Warner's deteriorated. Most of the tracks were recorded in 1993, with the exception of Race, which was dated back to 1991, but was reworked in 1993. Let It Go was recorded in 1994 after Prince had changed his name. The album had several configurations, including Endorphin Machine and Dolphin, which would go on to appear on the Gold Experience. Also, Strays of the World was included on a late 1994 configuration, which would later appear on Crystal Ball in 1998. Prince wanted to release Come as a Prince album, and then release the Gold Experience as The Symbol a few weeks later, and let them compete against each other, but Warner's refused. For a contractual obligation, Come is a stunning album. From the 11-minute title track to the closing orgasm, which features a sample of Vanity from the track Vibrator, Come is a brilliant mix of funk, pop, even rave, with the frantic track Loose. Prince also writes some of the most personal lyrics in the disturbingly honest track Papa, which is about child abuse, with Prince saying, "Don't abuse children, or else they turn out like me," and the track Let It Go, which sees Prince almost singing his life story. Let It Go was released as a single a week before the album came out, reaching number 31 on the US Billboard Hot 100 and number 10 on the Billboard Hot R&B chart. In the UK it reached number 30 on the singles chart. The album itself reached number 15 on the US Billboard 200 and gave Prince a UK #1 album, and was certified gold in both the US and UK.
You should do that, baby. No more will you cry. Come, spirits calling.
Count the Days, from the New Power Generation's second album, Exodus, released in 1995. It was released as the third single from the album in the UK and Europe only, and also appears on the Girl 6 movie soundtrack album.
And oh, baby, I count the days.
Cherry Cherry, a sweet little ballad that also has quite a disturbing story, also from the New Power Generation's Exodus album.
Cherry, cherry, I think about you every rising sun.
Chaos and Disorder, Prince's 18th studio album, released in 1996. This album was the last of previously unreleased material by Prince to be released by Warner's while Prince was under exclusive contract, and it's stated in the album sleeve notes, as well as saying that the material was originally intended for private use only. The album was seen pretty much as a parting shot at Warner's, especially the last track titled Had You, marking the end, whereas the beginning of Prince's first track on his first Warner's album was titled For You. Prince did little promotion for the album, stating that it was a contractual obligation to fulfill his recording contract with Warner's. One single was released, Dinner with Dolores, which was released a month prior to the album in the UK, Germany and Japan only, and it reached number 36 on the UK singles chart. The album sold poorly, but did make it to number 14 on the UK album chart and number 26 on the US Billboard, and its highest position came on the Dutch chart where it reached number 8. Musically, it's a mix of heavy rock guitar tracks like Chaos and Disorder and I Like It There and Zannalee, a touch of 90s ragga and rap with I Rock Therefore I Am, and catchy pop with Dinner with Dolores. The album was a real band effort featuring most of the MPG and a welcome return of Rosie Gaines on vocals, Scrap D and Stepper Ranks on rap duties, Maite and the MPG horns.
Chaos and disorder ruling my world again.
Caught in Time, from Prince's 19th album, Emancipation, released in 1996. The track is thought to have been recorded in 1992 and features the MPG horns.
Put on your good dress, baby, it's courting time.
Curious Child, also from the Emancipation album.
Curious child on the balcony, we took the dare.
Crystal Ball, Prince's 20th studio album, released in 1998. Originally shipped to customers who pre-ordered online in January, with a retail release following in March. It was Prince's first album to be released and distributed independently of any record label. The set also came with an acoustic album titled The Truth, and for those who directly ordered, the MPG Orchestra's album Kama Sutra. The main 3 CD set consisted of tracks from Prince's legendary vault, spanning tracks from 1983 to 1996. No singles were released from the album, and it reached number 62 on the Billboard 200 and number 59 on the top R&B albums chart. Come Back, from The Truth, Prince's 21st album from the Crystal Ball set. Beautiful and touching track that sees Prince dealing with the loss of his son.
They'll come back, yeah. They'll come back.
Circle of Amour, also from the Truth album.
Mary Claire, Denise and Belle, Circle of Amour.
Come On, from the New Power Generation's third and final album, New Power Soul, released in 1998. It was released as the album's only single, without success.
Come on, babe. Come on, shake it now. Come on.
Copenhagen, initially released as a members-only download on the MPG Music Club on the 29th of October 2002, just 4 days after it was recorded. The initial release contains a horn line from a Miles Davis track, Jean Pierre. The track was released to European members only, as the track was recorded on the European leg of the One Night Alone tour. The track was recorded during an MPG Music Club members only soundcheck. 4 days after its release, a slightly shorter version replaced the original file without the Jean-Pierre part, likely due to licensing reasons. In 2004, the shorter version was included as the first track on Prince's third live album, C Note, a compilation of soundcheck tracks. Call My Name from Prince's 28th studio album, Musicology, released in 2004. The track won a Grammy Award for Best Male R&B Vocal Performance.
No, it's only been 3 hours, but I love it when you call my name.
Cinnamon Girl, also from the Musicology album. It was released as the second single from the album, charting at number 43 in the UK.
Cinnamon girl.
The Chocolate Invasion, Prince's 29th studio album, was released in March of 2004 and was a collection of tracks from the MPG Music Club, which included tracks that were available as downloads in 2001-2002. In 2003, the album was planned as the centrepiece to a Chocolate Invasion 7 CD set, which was ultimately put on hold. In 2015, the album was made available on Tidal streaming service in its original unissued configuration. This version included the track My Medallion, replacing the original version of The Dance, which later went on to be re-recorded for 3121.
Girl, snatch my medallion and call me a bitch. Running, don't know why. Want that girl.
Chelsea Rodgers from Prince's 32nd studio album, Planet Earth. This super funky track has one of the best bass lines of any Prince track. The track was inspired and written about model and clothing designer Chelsea Rodgers.
Chelsea Rodgers was a model, but she really rocked and roll. Yes, she did.
Crimson and Clover from Prince's 33rd studio album, Lotus Flower. The track is a cover of the Tommy James and the Shondells 1968 original, and also features parts of Wild Thing by the Wild Ones from their 1965 album, The Arthur Sound. Wild Thing would also be made famous by the Trogs with their 1966 version. Here Prince molds the two tracks together in a blistering psychedelic guitar romp.
Crimson clover.
Colonized Mind, also from the Lotus Flower album. This exceptional track was recorded during a 3.5-hour recording session with Michael B and Sonny T at Paisley Park in November of 2004. This track is more relevant than ever right now during the pandemic, as Prince's line in the song, "Download a future full of isolated boys and girls," sends a shiver down the spine.
Colonized mind.
Chocolate Box from Prince's 34th studio album, MPL Sound, released in 2009. Although not released as a single, a video was shot for the track and can be found on the official Prince YouTube page.
Got a box of chocolates that are about to soccer baby girl and wanna come my way.
Compassion, opening track from Prince's 35th studio album 2010. It's believed the track was originally recorded in 2006 and worked on further in 2008. The track features a powerhouse of backing vocals including Shelby J, Liv Warfield and Elisa Dees. Clouds from Prince's 37th studio album, Artificial Age, released in 2014. The track features British folk and soul singer-songwriter Leanne LaHavis. Joshua Welton remixed the track, which was then developed into the track Mr. Nelson, which would be included on Prince's next album, Hit and Run Phase 1. Cloud sees Prince looking at the modern age of social media platforms where everyone's a star and reality is so blurry.
We're getting high on something that doesn't require clouds, no.
Cloud guitars. The original design for the guitar came from a bass guitar which Prince had purchased for Andre Simone, which you can see him playing in the video to Why You Want to Treat Me So Bad from Prince's second album, Prince. You can also see it in the My Name is Prince video being played by Sonny T. Prince asked Dave Rusin of Nut Coopy Music in Minneapolis to build the guitar for the Purple Rain movie. 4 guitars were eventually made, with one given away in a contest. Over the years, Prince changed the colours of the guitars for different periods in his career. A black one during the Parade era of 1986, peach during the Sign of the Times era in 1987, the Blue Angel during the Lovesexy era in 1988, black again during the Batman and Graffiti Bridge era of 89 to 90, the yellow from the Diamonds and Pearls era of 1991 to 92, and finally dark blue from the Love Symbol album era through to the One Night Alone live era, 1993 to 2002. An orange cloud guitar was also made, believed to have been created for Prince's Super Bowl performance. Prince, however, chose not to use it. It was also reported that it was used during some nights on the 21 Nights in London tour. However, no concrete facts or pictures have ever surfaced of Prince using the orange cloud guitar.